Hello there, and today I want to talk about Tales of the Underworld because I have a little theory or something I really want to discuss about a certain character we see in the trailer. So when you're watching the trailer, right, we have the Asajj Ventress story, we have the Cad Bane story, but on the Asajj Ventress side, it looks like she's going to be helping or training. We don't really know the full story yet because it's just a trailer. A young Jedi, a youngling who has the Force, I guess. He has a lightsaber and everything. So I'm going to assume this is like, Jedi from the aftermaths of Order 66. So the whole point of this video is I kind of want to discuss who this is. If there's a character maybe we've seen before, because there's a chance. There's 3 characters I think this could be that we know of from other shows. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so the first character I think it could be is Petro, which we've seen from the Clone Wars. I'll pop him up on the screen if you don't remember who I'm talking about, but he's a youngling that was part of the Clone Wars. He was part of the story arc with Ahsoka, where, it was a group of younglings learning to build their lightsabers, craft their lightsabers, and then they get attacked by pirates. It was a whole thing, and then they had to go save Ahsoka, and then Ahsoka had to fight General Grievous. A whole little cool story arc, right? And Petro, out of all those younglings, part of that group, is the one that kind of looks like this kid, right? They have the same kind of blue color hair and stuff. And if this is the aftermaths of Order 66, that was an earlier Clone Wars arc. This is when Ahsoka was very young, and like she was, I would consider as deep in training of Anakin still. Like, I want to say this is season 1 or 2 of Clone Wars, season 3 max. Like, this was an early Clone Wars arc. So if this is after Order 66, the time could match up because this kid is not like a full-grown adult, but he's a little older than when we've seen, the kid Petro in the Clone Wars show. So I think this could perfectly match the age, and this is probably the most likely option with the timeline-wise and, the looks and everything. This is our best option. This could be Petro from the Clone Wars, but we still have 2 more characters that, there's a big chance it could be. So the second character it could be is actually Baylan Skoll. Right, we know this guy from Ahsoka in the Ahsoka series. He used to be a Jedi. We found that out during the show, and then he turned, Sith, I guess you could say. Even though I don't know, I feel like he wasn't really bad. It's just he kind of felt betrayed with the Jedi after Order 66 and the ways they were doing things. But I don't really have too much evidence for this one. It's just I just feel like if they're gonna bring a character back from Ahsoka or somebody that's been loved the last few years, Baylan Skoll is probably one of the most loved Star Wars character in the last few years. So I feel like he would just be someone cool to bring back and kind of see his story as a youngling. So I don't know. I don't really like this option. This is my least favorite option out of the 3, but he's still a name that can be thrown out there and still an option for this character. But number 3 is the one I like the most. Like I said, I think Petro is probably the best one, but number 3 here is the one I like the most. So option number 3 is Jod from Skeleton Crew. This is the most recent Star Wars show. And he even says in the show that when he was a youngling, after Order 66, he kind of just went off, he was kind of abandoned, and his master was killed in front of him. What if Asajj Ventress is the one he considered his master? In the show, we see this is after Order 66. Him and Asajj, are doing whatever in the aftermath of Order 66, and maybe in episode 3, because it's going to be 3 episodes each in the Tales of the Underworld. Asajj Ventress is going to get 3 episodes for her story. In episode 3, what if she dies with her and Jod in a fight, or her trying to save Jod here? And maybe he was just being more dramatic than it was in the show, but maybe this would be cool to kind of connect it to our most recent Star Wars show. And if Asajj Ventress was Jod's master, and it makes sense the way he's starting to act and the way he thinks of things and stuff. Like, kind of have like the same mentality too when you think about it. So this is my favorite option, to be honest with you, but Petro is the most likely. So we have Petro, Baylan Skoll, and Jod, right? Petro is the most likely. Baylan Skoll just would be cool, and then Jod is like my favorite. But yeah, those are 3 characters I think this youngling Jedi from the Tales of the Underworld show could be. But who do you guys think it could be? Tell me your options, or do you think it's just a new character, right? That's option number 4. Obviously, it's just a new character in the show. That's probably most likely too, let's be honest. But we're just having fun. That's the whole point of theories and discussions, to have done. That's not a word, to have fun and see what it could be. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. May the Force be with you.